was a quiet day on this side of the county, but there's a full moon out tonight that rubs me on till the break of dawn. Oh, what a wonderful sight, oh, what a wonderful sight. Well, all the boys are getting tight in the woods, and the gals are kicking up their heels. I can hear all around that bluegrass sound rolling across the field, rolling across the field.
Snake Tracks update for October 4th, 2012. Zoe the timber rattlesnake has moved about 150 feet to the south from her last location about 2 weeks ago. She remains in the power line access way. Can you see her? She's coiled there in the middle of the frame. If you were walking through here, you could easily step on her. Now she's really cool right now, so she's going to be much less apt to move. And the longer I'm here, the more I'll stress her out. So I'm going to head on out and go find Utsanati. See you later, Zoe. Alright folks, this is really amazing. So just a minute ago, when I was recording the data for Zoe, I switched to Utsanati's signal, his frequency for his transmitter, and the signal was very strong. I followed the signal, and about 50 feet away from Zoe, I found Utsanati, right here, right where I had just walked. I walked 2 feet from him. Never once did he move or rattle. Take a look. Okay, you see that power pole on the left? Well, about 30 feet to the right of it is where Zoe is resting right now. And then the trail comes right between these two mountain laurels. The absence of a trail, really, it's not much of one, it's more of a manway. And then here's my feet, and there is Utsanati. Coiled here, resting at the base of this little mountain laurel. What a beautiful animal. Now, it's extremely interesting to me that these snakes are so close together. What does this mean? Do they know each other? Is he trailing her? It's kind of late in the year. But it's, I guess, possible that mating can still take place. Or they just happen to be in the same area. Or maybe this year they will share a hibernaculum, I don't know. Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, it will not be long before both of these snakes go into hibernation for the winter. It will be very interesting to see if they hibernate in the same locations as last year or a new site. Oh, he knows I'm here. See the tongue flick? Of course, he's known I've been here the whole time I've been here. He probably knew I was coming 100 yards away because it's just very hard going in this access way, very rough since the power line company came through and the power company came through in the spring and cut a lot of the small saplings, so it's very hard to move through here. So any motion by humans or any other large animal is going to make a lot of vibrations travel through the ground, and the snake can feel that. Alright, let me get my data collected and get out of here. I don't want to bother these guys any longer than is needed. What a beautiful snake. Can't say that enough. And absolutely no aggression on his part towards me. He's terrified that I'm going to try to hurt him, and he does not have a lot of energy built up because it's relatively early in the day. He's cool, and he knows that if he moves, it'll be hard for him to move because he'll move slowly. And so he's not going to move unless I disturb him. And I would never do that. Boy, what an amazing thing to find. Both snakes that I've been tracking for over a year, 30 feet or 40 feet apart or so. Incredible. I better go measure and find out. But until next time, enjoy this beautiful snake. Well, look who I found as I was heading back up the mountain. I was making my way through a very thick laurel thicket and almost stepped on this little guy. Cute little garter snake. He's just being motionless. Oh, there's some tongue flick. Ooh, defensive. Defensive little garter snake. Now look at this. The rattlesnake, both of them, both rattlesnakes, never acted aggressive. But this little garter snake, he is ready to bite. He says, "Don't mess with me. I'm a garter snake. And I am smelling you to find out what you are. But I don't like the looks of you. You're much bigger than I am. So I'm afraid of you, and I'm going to be defensive. Don't get any closer or I'll bite." Now, of course, garter snakes are non-venomous. And they use their incredibly good eyesight and great sense of smell to track down small prey items such as frogs and salamanders, lizards. And they will eat small rodents and small birds. Watch that tongue action. That is so cool. He'll flick it fast and he'll flick it slow. Wow, look at that. He just doesn't have a clue what I am. This snake may have never seen a human being. I'm way out in the woods, nowhere near any trails. What a beautiful creature. Boy, I tell you, it's a bonus to find two rattlesnakes close together and then a garter snake. Some snakes, like rattlesnakes, will use their tongue as a threat display. And it's just all about how they wave it. Now, it may be that he's waving his tongue in that slow waggle. Maybe that's some type of a threat. It's hard to tell. I don't know much about these guys other than they're non-venomous and harmless to humans. Well, I shouldn't say they're totally non-venomous. They have a little bit of an anticoagulant in their saliva. It's not a venom, but it can make you bleed a little more than normal if you're bitten. Look at that. What a very interesting tongue display. Take a look at this garbage. I found every bit of this while I was out tracking the snakes today. This is just unimaginable to me because where I track these snakes is the middle of nowhere. Nobody goes there except for me and the power company's crew that keeps the power line access way free of overgrowth. So we have chainsaw bar lubricant. It is a gallon of oil. Luckily, there's not much in it, but either they dropped this accidentally or on purpose. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who do not care about the environment. They see it as a means to an end, and they don't care to litter. But I personally find that appalling if someone did in fact throw this on the ground intentionally. And then of course drink bottles. Obviously the same people who did the clearing dropped their drink bottles. This is fairly recent. In fact, it probably has a date on it. Can't really read it, but I think it says something about 2014. This was probably dropped within the last 6 months, as was this one. Very fresh. It's not faded. You know, the blue is not faded. Nothing's faded, so it's very fresh. This is old. I'm not quite sure if it might have actually been an oil can, but it's been chewed on by wildlife. If you look, tooth marks. Take a look, tooth marks. That's a canine tooth, maybe raccoon or bear, hard to tell, or maybe coyote. Lots of tooth marks. So, what was this animal exposed to when it chewed on this bottle? Who knows? Hydrocortisone cream. Hydrocortisone cream. Chewed on again by some type of wild animal. It's not to be taken internally. And unfortunately, a wild animal, possibly a raccoon, I'm guessing, took some of this internally when it chewed on this container. Very sad. Look at that. Very fresh and very sad that this has happened. Now, we carry these in our backpacks, so it's possible one of these dropped out of our backpacks here at Earthshine, but I don't think so, because we keep them zipped in the backpack. I think this was from the power company crew again. Very sad. Well, I picked all this garbage up. and I'm going to recycle it. So hopefully this will inspire some of you out there to not litter. Please don't litter. You can see how it can affect wildlife in adverse ways, especially a gallon of oil if they had dropped the full one. But hey, it's got about an inch of oil in it. And that, once this degraded to the point where it busted open, or an animal chewed into it, that would contaminate the groundwater and of course the animal that chewed on it, such as this cortisone cream. Okay, well, that's my public service message for today. Please don't litter. Thanks.
Well, the moonlight lights fall this line across the road, and the pond looks like a diamond shining back. But nothing is so clear as the music that I hear coming from the picking shack like a train on the track.